Establishing battlefield control. Stand by.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Oh, okay. Good, good, good. I just had the mic muted. I thought my mic was unplugged and I plugged it back in and it wasn't working. I thought my settings were bad, but I just needed to hit the unmute mic hotkey. Whew. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you guys all for waiting. I really apologize for being late. Sorry about that. IRL concerns. But everybody give a round of applause to Aussie Street Shark from the Super Challenge Bros for getting my attention and reminding me about the stream. So, thanks. Everybody give him a round of applause, or whatever the equivalent is in the live chat. Hey, Recon 1. Glad you could make it here. Appreciate it. Hey, Alicia. Good to have you in the chat. Trevin Lane, always a pleasure. I think we have Florian. Good to have you in the chat. Glad to have you here. Luke Danger, welcome back. Master Logic, ever present. Chase Baker, welcome. Alright, this was the plan. We'll see if we can still do it. The plan was to see if I can beat the entire Nod campaign from where we last left off. If I remember correctly, this mission isn't too bad if you can very quickly get some Banshees over to destroy the Mark II. And then after that, it's the Persuader mission, which was one of my favorite missions as a kid, but I might completely forget how to do it right. And then the final mission, which, if I remember correctly, was easier for me to complete than the final GDI mission when I was a kid. So, let's hope that this works. Yuri said you finally caught a stream. Oh, good to have you here in the chat. Glad to have you here. All right, let's get started, guys. All right. All right, so for those of you who don't remember, where we last left off, we were basically tasked with destroying the only prototype that GDI has for the Mammoth Mark II Walker, which is not here anymore, but it was testing to delay its production so it doesn't get to the battlefield as quickly as it might otherwise. Remember, this is the Nod campaign, so this is technically a what-if campaign. We completed the GDI campaign a little while back, which was the canon ending, where we, quote-unquote, killed Kane, and everything was hunky-dory, and we prevented the launch of the world-altering missile that was going to completely change the Earth's biosphere and make it only good for Tiberium-based life. But since we're playing as Nod in this what-if campaign, we're going to try to succeed at dropping the world-altering missile. Oh, come on, that doesn't count as running them over? Thank you. So yeah. Alright, here's as good as any.
New construction options. Unit lost. Construction complete. New construction options. Unit lost.
Gosh dang it. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the strategy is just build Banshees as quickly as possible, then go get the Mark II. Maybe you have to send some scouts up there to find the Mark II, but for the most part, this should be pretty simple, as long as I'm quick. And I really should save. Snowman 8. Also, Yuri says, I did a playthrough of Tipsum not too long ago. Such an experience. Nice. It's been a while since I've played this game, but I think it's all coming back.
Construction complete.
Ugh.
Construction options.
Alright. Well, if this is the first time on the stream, things are pretty straightforward. You play the game. I tend to try to answer questions as I see them from the chat. This is an open Q&A, so anything you want to ask me, just about Command and Conquer, about things in general, about future projects, about things like that. I'm generally will answer pretty much any question. I generally don't hide future projects or things like that when you're on stream. That's sort of the bonus we give to people who make it to the stream. Also, these conversations tend to veer into philosophy, history, the nature of evil, all sorts of things. So don't be alarmed if we get really existential. That's all part of the process. Trevor Lane says, this first few battles highlight my biggest issue with Nod, no endurance. Indeed, but very on brand. I'll give him that. Recon 1, Aussie, Snowman, totally enjoying this because this is a social skills practice for me for the show I'm going to in Boston by 7. Yeah, again, a reminder, try not to give any personal information about yourself. Again, you're all adults, so if you want to, I'm not going to stop you, but I would encourage you not to give too much information about where you are, where you're from, or any personal information like that. But again, I'm not your dad. Do what you want. That being said, glad you could make it here for the stream, Recon 1. I know you got places to be. Really appreciate you being here. I know my streams aren't the most convenient for your time. Alicia says, my job is to bring Snowman off topic in the most ridiculous way possible. And to guess what the HHC stands for. That is also your quest in life. Luke Danger, it'd probably help if we had some anti-infantry too, Trevin Lane. Make it easier to face those light infantry. Absolutely. I'll build a war factory in a sec, but it doesn't seem like they actually really noticed I'm here. And they don't seem to be going for me just yet. So, I'm going to keep that under wraps. Trevin Lane says, without cyborgs, Nod would have been screwed in the Second Tiberium War. Yep. And if they hadn't, we wouldn't have had the Firestorm issue. One thing that always kind of annoyed me was that pretty much nobody talks about the Firestorm crisis in the Tib Wars era. There is that one Ghost in the Machine article in the intelligence database that sort of talks about them still cleaning up like the last of Cabal's bunkers with General Paul Cortez having his say. And then I think the best example of people actually using that is with Alexa Kovacs, the Abbess in Kane's Wrath, and how she's traumatized because her parents were killed by Cabal cyborgs, and that makes her not trust Legion. I thought that was super cool. I just wish there was more of it, because if it was as existentially horrifying and that close to human extinction, I feel like it would get mentioned a bit more. But I think somebody in the comments mentioned the fact that just like, when you're facing a human, a species-level extinction event every other day from Tiberium, when it comes to a cyborg AI takeover, it's just like, we'll put it on the list. Gosh dang it! Okay. Trying to get my economy up. Give me some lasers. Insufficient funds? I got 4 harvesters over here. What are you guys spending my money on? Stop the corporate embezzling. In the name of Kane. Oh, gosh, there's a lot of them. Good news is he brought no anti-infantry. So I will mop up. I need artillery as soon as I can. Now let's draw them back towards the lasers. There we go. Get lasered. Here we go. I remember Joe Bostic talking about how they designed it so that Nod would be more focused on infantry and GDI more on vehicles. Okay. Let's do this. Anyway. Trevor Lane says, I feel like the Black Hand faction should have used the Tib Sun Nod arsenal with the Honor Guard as the base trooper. Absolutely. It really feels like the Black Hand was supposed to be to Nod what Steel Talons was to GDI. Kind of that throwback Tiberian Sun faction, but it just didn't end up being that, which is kind of a shame. And I get the in-universe reason why. Because this isn't Tib Sun from the... I'm sorry, this isn't the Black Hand from the Tib Sun era. This is the Black Hand post Brother Marcion's reforms, which radically changed how the Black Hand operated. Chase Baker says, Alicia, Halo, COD is by no means inferior, but just isn't my jam. Did Alicia ask a question? Alicia says, "Oh shoot, we got." Oh, you guys.
Training. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Harvester under attack. Construction complete.
Here we go. All right, let's save. We just need to get those Banshees and some scout units, and we can end this mission. Florian says, hexahydrocanop. Yeah, Alicia, HAC is not my initials. Warhawk Rambo, welcome back to the chat. Good to have you here. You are... What the... Wait. What the... Were people warning me about that? How did it get in there? From what angle could it have gotten here without my lasers dealing with it? I need more lasers.
Building. Unit ready.
Alright. Anyway, Mark Kalanick says the building should have looked like they were from Tib's son for the Black Hand. Absolutely. Nasty Logic says, for curiosity, how's your preparations for Christmas going, Snowman? Obviously, for your favorite holidays. Indeed. Going well. Mostly planning stuff for, like, plans for seeing family and things like that, and making sure that I can see as many people as I need to and want to. But, still Christmas shopping. It's always something that goes to the last minute, but thank God for Amazon Prime, so, you know. Aussie says, so it doesn't just mean Harry Harold Charles. No. I would never make that initials for my real name. Chase Baker says, Alicia won't lie, it does, but it is not a huge motivator as much as the interesting world. The original Xbox and Halo were my first purchases when I entered the workforce. Oh, interesting.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost. Construction complete.
Here we go. Alright, let's build this, and then a tech center and a helipad, and we should be good to go. Firestorm says, you're lucky you could have got to your con yard and sold it. Yeah, don't I know.
New construction options.
Okay, let's get the tech center going. And maybe an artillery, too, while we're at it. Luke Danger, the Mark of Cain usually using mostly Nod vehicles is fine. I think Cain doesn't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel for them, although a few variants might have been nice, like a modified Scorpion tank. Yeah, I definitely feel like GDI got a lot more, like, brand new vehicles with things like the Titans and the Wolverines, as opposed to Nod with their sub-factions. Not that I'm complaining.
Construction complete.
Let's see what we have here. Blop 7 written by AI. It feels like it was. That story just sucked. Alright, let's build this.
Build it.
Glusman says, the cutscene with the Soviet dagger on the European map, it shows, anyone noticed that in the Allied defeat screen from, it shows that the European borders to 1939 ones has in Germany annexed Czechia already, but not invaded Poland yet. Yeah, that might just be a mistake, or it might have lore implications.
New construction options. Build it.
I know that
Build it.
Red Alert 1 was made basically in a year, and it was a very rushed production at least from what Joe Bostic said. So I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I think the Mark II is like further up here, so I'm just gonna build a bunch of like stealth tanks and get up there so I can take a look around, and then we'll see what we see. Hopefully I have enough Tiberium to fund the last bit of stuff that I need, because I won't need much more.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Ugh. Hey, Owen Lars, welcome to the stream.
Unit ready.
Not artillery, landscaping system. Exactly.
Construction complete. Build it.
Luke Danger, artillery, when you want to perform geoengineering on short notice. Exactly. That's the logic. I mean, there's two things I like about Christmas nowadays: the music and the decorating the tree. One for being melodically romantic, and two, it's the most colorful thing to do on Christmas Eve. Exactly. Hey, while you guys are at it, why don't you tell us what your favorite thing is about Christmas? Or, if you celebrate Hanukkah or some other holiday around the wintry season, answer that. It'd be super cool to hear. Again, try not to give too much private information, but yeah, go ahead, tell us what's your favorite thing about the season is.
Construction.
Ooh, Sharvin Lane says I could also use the Devil's Tongues to scout around as well. Not a bad idea. Oh, somebody's coming. Oh, that's where they're coming from. Thankfully, I have the best base defense.
Unit ready.
Cass, 1937 says, what was Kane's end goal regarding Tiberium? Good question. At least in this era, from Tiberian Sun, he seems to be wanting to use Tiberium as a catalyst for the quote-unquote next stage of human evolution. If we're going by the model that Kane is the biblical Kane, it does seem like he wants to shepherd humanity, and he thinks he knows best how to do it. And so he's just shepherding humanity in the way that he thinks is best for the species, to make them adaptable so that they can live in a Tiberium world, which is what really separates GDI and Nod's ideologies in this part of the Tiberium universe's history. GDI believes, no, we just need to figure out a way to get rid of Tiberium, free the Earth from the Scourge, and get things back to normal. Kane's like, you're never going to stop Tiberium, nor would I even want to. Let's create a world, let's use divination, which is his word for using science to basically make humanity adaptable to Tiberium so that they can thrive in that environment. Make it basically a better version of the species. And saying that Tiberium is essentially a blessing in disguise.
Build it.
In every other era, it does seem like Tiberium is just a means to an end.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's build more Devil's Songs. Sorry, Banshees. Let me save. And then read some of your answers. Aussie says Kane wants the most rad strobe lights with Tiberium and throw a massive party for Nod. Trevor Lane says, I bet there is a bridge on the southeast side of the map for a small GDI outpost. Probably. Let me look at some of this. Florian says, for Christmas, I like the food. Wild hog and boomish dumpling with chestnut sauce. Ooh, fancy. Romanoff, hello, managed to get on the stream now. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream, Romanoff. Chase Baker says, as a real tail survivor, my favorite part of Christmas is when it is over. Fair enough.
Unit ready.
Okay. Luke Danger says, essentially, Kane wants to gene mod humanity into Tiberium-based life. You're not wrong. Romanoff, I see Snowman is giving a submarine not ideology powered by eugenics. Pretty much. Pretty much. Alicia says, I see. I find it interesting for another console wars, the drama of them all. Anyway, hearing opinions which people find better. Thanks for telling me. Glad you guys are getting along. Chase Baker. Kane just wants to rave. Just let the man rave. Let him dance, if it's safe to dance. Next logic. But with making gifts, not much to say. It's difficult. But they're just inconsistent. Like, put it like that. I mean, the magic can wear out as time goes on, and that's what makes me feel sad. I agree. Definitely as you grow older. I think what helps is I try to put my focus into, like, giving good gifts and finding the joy in giving. And usually that works because when you're older, you have more money to spend, typically. And it definitely makes it more fun to really knock my brother's socks off with some really cool gifts.
Unit ready.
Also, I feel like eventually having kids will help re-spark the joy of Christmas. Which is definitely in my future. That's someday. Warhawk Rumbo. I like making people I can be happy too, as well as spending extra time with family and friends. Exactly. It's a great time to... Whoop. Oh, is that what we're doing? Whoop. No, you saw nothing. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Thank you. Alright. Okay. I'm now remembering the Kane dance from Kane's Wrath with the scene's bloopers. Exactly. Alicia says, imagine Rogue saying, now, no way, a raptor. Okay. Romanov says, what if Kane wants to make humanity coexist with Tiberian because he knows the screen arrival is inevitable? Seems logical he tried to do that to either fight off or merge coexist with the Scrin. Perhaps. It's hard to know what his goals were. Okay, I think we can do this. I think we should save here. I think I can get and find the Mammoth Mark II prototype. And I think all of our... Nah, keep building the Banshees! Who told you to stop? Sneaking around the corner. We're almost there. Come on. I know you're here somewhere. Yes, 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 yes! Don't you love it when Nod Stealth actually worked and every base defense didn't come equipped with a stealth detector?
Unit ready.
No, 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 don't see nothing. You saw nothing. Okay. Okay, we're good. Alright, now we just need to send our Banshees over, and we've won. You guys go check out the southeast. Orglusman. Also, the European borders of Tibdon should be noting like the real 90s borders that do show up in Tibdon. Like Germany should have an East Prussia and Silesia and Tibdon map.
Unit ready.
Yeah, I imagine the maps probably aren't all correct. And you were right, Trevin Lane. There is a bridge over here. Brooke Lisbon says, I'm Jewish, so not Christmas tree for Hanukkah. Well, happy Hanukkah to you, Orik Luzman. When is Hanukkah this year? I know it moves around a bit, so... I know there was even one time where it landed in November. That was years ago. Alright. Let's see. That's the logic. And as time goes on, I know that parents can disguise as Santa Claus just to make the kids happy, which is understandable, but I'm too old to believe that they actually exist. I'm guilty for saying it. Yeah, my parents never told me that Santa existed, so I always knew that Santa wasn't real, and I always found it odd. Like, you can't keep up that lie forever. Like, what's the point in that? And isn't that inevitably setting up your child for, like, trauma down the road? Or, like, you know, feeling like your parent lied to you? I don't know, am I crazy? It just seems like an odd thing to do. Okay. We need one more Banshee. Oh! I don't know what that is, but well done. Ooh, what's over here? The outpost that Trevin Lane mentioned? Oh, this is the other upgrade center I could have gone to. That would have been a lot quicker to get to. We're almost there, boyos. Alright, let's save, and then we'll end this mission. Trevor Lane says, I was right! I was just guessing. Nice. Chase Baker, GDI guard. That was weird. I'm gonna have to shoot at it and then go back to my routine. Oh, danger. Must have been the wind. Mark Kallenix. Makes sense to me. My sensors for the defenses by Tiberian Wars. Not itself was annoying. I suppose. I just feel like you really, if in Tiberian Wars, stealth felt so nerfed, with the exception of the stealth tanks, because they just fired all of the missiles. I just really wish stealth was more of a viable strategy. All right, boyos, you ready to see something cool?
Orders received.
Nah, its own take on the UFOs. Imagine how much fun it would be to fly one of these. Oh, wow, they have no anti-air. We're just going straight in. Boom.
Second objective achieved. Unit lost.
So freaking cool. Ugh. Alicia says, imagine being told to write a letter to Santa, so you write him a hate letter about not believing him. I totally believed in Santa growing up. Alright. Warhawk says, you going to do the Firestorm campaigns? Yeah, I think so. I think I'll do the Firestorm campaigns once this is finished. Right now I'm playing through all of the Tiberian Dawn campaigns over again on easy. Just so I can record all the footage, get through it real quick, and remind myself of all the lore for the First Tiberium War video. Luke Danger says, clearly Kane has seen too many sci-fi movies. Nice. Nice Yuri's Revenge reference. And Alicia loves the cutscenes. Aura Guzman says, I want to see a Tib Dawn mod that changes the European borders to be the ones that actually exist in the universe, where Germany was the good guy and Poland didn't get forced to move west, like with Red Alert 1. Florian says, it's nice that the ending cutscene actually shows the easiest approach. Indeed. Chase Baker says, yeah, that was really cool. Almost felt sorry for the Mammoth Mark II. I know, right? Real Star Wars Episode 5 moment. Romanov says, stealth was also weird in the Tiberium Wars since it wasn't a nod thing anymore. Never understood why GDI snipers had it, honestly. Yeah, it did seem weird that GDI got snipers. That always felt... like, it felt very on brand for, like, a Western faction versus War on Terror thing, like with generals. Did not feel very GDI in the grand scheme of things. Luke Danger. Not too bad. Just gotta untip it, put some fresh paint on. Yeah, that'll buff right out. That'll buff right out. Trevor Lane. They had one SAM tower in the Mammoth Mark II itself. I know. That's just on them. They just wanted their thing to get destroyed. Although, to be fair, this took place in the UK, which is, like, deep behind GDI lines. So, they probably didn't have much defenses up in the first place because they never thought that Nod would be able to sneak in that far to get forces in. Nest Logic says, back in the day when I was a kid, I was kind of scared of Santa itself, but I didn't realize that at the time it was my uncle who was disguised as Santa. That would be terrifying. Just a man in your house dropping presents. I don't care if he is there to do nice things. What are you doing in my house? The Fish Got Nukes said the guy who played Yuri recently died. Yes, Udo Kier. Everybody, F's in the chat for Udo Kier, who played Yuri, as well as being a very prolific German character actor. He was actually going to be in the new Kojima horror game he was making for Xbox. I don't know if he finished all of his stuff, and that's going to be his basically last posthumous performance, or if he's just never got to be in there. But S in the chat for Udo Kier. Thankfully, we will never have to worry about that happening to Joe Kukan because the man is immortal. All right. Moving on.
I am pleased with your success.
Your thoughts are my actions.
The time has come to deal GDI a blow from which it cannot recover. Hammerfest must be crushed. It's their last hope, and it is well defended. The Brotherhood has been unable to penetrate the perimeter. Find a way to shut their defenses down.
Cabal, analyze Hammerfest integrity.
The systems are impenetrable. There are no weak points. The technology is without flaw. The human element, as always, is riddled with imperfection. A personnel inventory of the base has revealed an ironic coincidence. This is Jake McNeil. I believe you know his brother. He will be leading an inspection convoy outside the base perimeter. Capture a GDI outpost before the convoy arrives. Attack the convoy and prevent them from returning to the base. You must not be detected. Destroy only what is necessary for the capture.
Okay, welcome back, guys. Yes, Florian, the cutscenes are very quiet. I don't know why. They just tend to be very quiet compared to gameplay. So I usually try to mute my mic before a cutscene starts so that you guys can turn it up and don't have to worry about my voice competing with that. That's the best I could do, unfortunately. Ugh. Alright. Cabal versus Skynet. Which evil AI wins? Good question.
The GDI defense perimeter is located here. Do not destroy any GDI factories during your assault. You will need them to build GDI units under our control. Once Jake McNeil's inspection detail is in our converted base, attack. Kill all but McNeil. Use the special toxin soldiers provided to control McNeil. Once he has been persuaded to help us in our cause, evac him as directed. If he detects the trap, capture him before he can flee the sector.
All right, thanks for being here, Aussie. Appreciate you. Okay. Oh, that's Joku-Kan's brother who plays Jake? Huh. I didn't know that. Ugh. Orc Luzman says, Tiberian Dawn is the Gulf War meets Dune if spices were radioactive and dangerous to you and if Saddam Hussein was immortal. Alright. Whew. Alright, let's get started. This can either go really, really well or really, really poorly, depending on how much I remember.
Reinforcements have arrived. Stealth is key.
I'm ready. On it. I'm ready. On it. I'm ready. On it.
Okay.
Unit ready.
This is going to be hard. Who's this?
Sir. Infantry reporting.
A single rocket trooper.
Unit reporting.
Alright. This one I remember was always fun because when you capture the GDI base, they don't change color. So it actually does feel like you're doing a false flag operation.
Of course.
Luke Danger says, yes, he also plays the Nod reporter who gets vaporized by the Ion Cannon at Temple Prime and Tiberian Wars. Oh, that's him? General Mitchell, or at least one of his officers. And the guy who doubts Kane in Tiberian. Oh my gosh. I did not realize that was all the same actor.
Yes, of course. On it. Waiting orders.
Alright.
All ears.
Let's see how far we can get.
On it.
Oh my gosh, the Kane's dead. Yeah, right guy is him too.
Waiting orders.
I can't believe I never knew that was kind of the constant running Easter egg. I kind of feel like a fake CNC fan for not knowing that
Of course.
seemingly very prolific Easter egg.
I'm all ears. Of course. Of course.
Alright, if anybody has advice on this mission, feel free to share. I can't guarantee I'll always be looking down at the chat, so feel free to repeat yourselves.
I'm ready.
Gosh dang it. Oh! Okay. I guess they can still actually be used as snipers. Again, I always thought this mission was cool. Like, second to last nod mission, and it's not destroying a base or anything. It's basically doing psyops and a special operations mission. I always thought that was super cool. Okay, we're back on the road. Let's hope we don't run into any GDI forces. Whoop. Thank you. What kind of bullets have to be in your gun to immediately set someone on fire? I know there's like Dragon's Breath shotgun shells, like they have in the old Black Ops games. But other than that, I can't think of anything. Gosh dang it! Okay. I had one job, guys. Don't walk into the middle of the spotlight. It's supposed to be stealth. Florian says, I never liked the new build missions as a child. Yeah. They were never my favorite either, but I got used to them. I think I hated them more in Tiberian Dawn. Just because sometimes like the amount of stuff that you have to deal with just felt unfair. Okay. Save. Chase Baker says this one's kind of save scummy, but get in, get the guy, get out is pretty much the way to go. Gotcha. Nastalogic says, now once the Remastered Collection 2 is out, it makes playing Red Alert 2 even more meaningful since Udo Kier has passed away. For sure. Romana says, funniest thing about this mission is that Jake can clear out the entire map of GDI alone after he's drugged. Wait, really?
Of course. Unit ready. I'm all ears.
I kind of forgot what Jake's capabilities are.
Of course. On it. Of course.
That is a wide sweeping spotlight.
Of course. Waiting. Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Sir. Moving out. Sir. Orders received. Yes.
Romanov says he gets an abnormal HP boost. Gotcha.
Of course.
I kind of wonder, like, since this is sort of a what-if campaign, what is it that makes GDI win and Nod not? Is it just that McNeil... Ah, gosh dang it, no, why? Alright, let's just wait then. Let's go as far south as we can and wait this out.
Yes.
Are these mutants? That looks like a mutant. Oh, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Whew. I'd say that's a win, boys.
Of course. On it. Unit reporting. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Romanoff, Vega dies in the screen ship crash versus Vega surviving the crash. Gotcha. That would be an interesting divergence point.
I'm all ears. Waiting orders. I'm all ears.
Mark Lex, Snowman, do you think Red Alert 2 is part of the Tiberium timeline? I know Westwood had plans that they wanted to eventually rope Red Alert 2 into the timeline. As it stands now, with them not converting on those plans, no, I do not think Red Alert 2 is part of the timeline. I think Red Alert 1's Allied campaign results in both the Tiberian Dawn timeline in the 90s and the Red Alert 2 timeline, depending on if Kane and Tiberium exists or not. I think somebody termed that Schrodinger's Kane. I can't remember who coined that theory. That might have been No Strings Production, but I could be wrong. By the way, what'd you guys think of the last... Florian says, these missions in Tib Dom were so bad. Made it impossible for me to beat the GDR campaign when I was younger. Only managed to play through the remaster by abusing the sandbag exploit. Yes, Florian, I only beat the final GDI mission with the sandbag exploit. I beat the non-mission just fine, but the GDI one is just insanely unfair. The Cowzool says, No Strings is a great video on the timeline, and they work in theory. Yeah, no, I've been a fan of No Strings for a long time. Him and Jathild are like the big guys in the theory space and the lore space, and I've been a big fan of them. Trevor Lane says you're running out of time. Wait. Are they? What's going on? Are they? Are they actually making it to the base? Okay, how do I get inside? Is there a way inside? How do I get in? Like, what am I supposed to do? Do I just shoot him on the outside? I don't... Is there a way to get in from the back? Alright, let me load back.
Of course. Unit reporting. Orders received. Yes, of course. On it.
Northwest. Wait, up here? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Is there a way in, like, from here? Through this gap? There's a destructible cliff from the back. This is why you have the rocket soldier. Well, where's the destructible cliff? Did I miss an opening somewhere over here?
Of course.
On the bottom edge of the map by that abandoned building you passed. This one? Alright, I'll load back so I have some more time.
Of course. On it. Waiting orders. I'm all ears. On it.
Thanks, guys.
On it. Unit reporting. Yes. On it. Unit reporting. Sir. Unit ready. Yes, sir. On my way. Moving out. Orders received. Yes, sir.
A whole new path over here.
Yes, sir.
A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view.
Of course.
No one to tell us no, or where to go. Say we're only dreaming.
Received. Moving out.
Oh my gosh, here it is. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Unit ready. Yes, sir. Orders received. Unit ready. On my way. Waiting orders. Waiting orders. No problem. No problem. Engineering. Affirmative. Yes, sir. No problem. Engineering.
Building
Affirmative.
captured.
Waiting orders. Yes, sir. No problem. Yes, of course. I think I can be persuaded.
Building captured. Base under attack. Building captured.
Can you shoot them?
Building.
They're not that far.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Engineering. No problem. Waiting. No problem. I'm ready.
Building captured. Our ally is under
No
attack.
problem. Waiting orders. Affirmative. I'm all of course. Yes. On it. Of course. Waiting orders. Affirmative.
I was a little slow. See if I can do that a little faster.
Unit reporting. Yes, sir. I'm all ears. Of course. Unit reporting. Moving out. Unit reporting. I'm all ears. I think I can be persuaded. Yes, sir. Unit ready. Received. Wait, no problem. Waiting. No problem. Yes, sir.
Building
Engineering.
captured.
I'm all
Our
ears.
ally is under attack.
Sir, orders received.
Building captured.
Yes! Okay. We cut it a little close, but we can do it. Wait. I don't have any money. Can I still capture these? I don't have any money. How am I supposed to build stuff?
Unit reporting. Sir, I am ready. Of course.
Alright, guess we'll persuade him.
Of course.
Here we go.
I think I can be persuaded.
Kill him. Come on. Come on. Guys, shoot!
Persuaded.
For the love of Pete, shoot!
Secondary objective achieved.
Oh, we can get inside. There we go.
Building captured.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's a good idea. As soon as I get rid of these guys, pedal to the metal, let's get out of here.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, pedal to the metal.
I'm all here, of course.
Whew! Again, I love that when we capture the GDI stuff, we remain the same color as GDI. I would have really liked it if that was the case in the False Flag Mutant mission.
Unit ready.
Let's go. Alright, evac point is right back where we started, right?
Yes, sir. On my way.
At the specified location. I assume that's back where we started? Okay. Let's just go then.
On my way. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Orders received.
And no one's the wiser.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On my way.
I remember people chasing me back to the start of the mission. But I don't think anyone's noticed.
Unit reporting. Moving out.
Let's build a harvester while we're at it.
Building.
Orders received. Yes, sir. On my way. Orders received. Yes, sir.
Okay, looking for a beacon back at the starting position.
Yes, sir. On my way.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. On my way.
Okay. Yeah, so this is basically what I remember, is that this mission wasn't too hard
Yes, sir.
or long
Unit
if
ready.
you can get there quickly.
Waiting orders.
Get the
On my way. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. Alright, we might just have time to finish the campaign. We got about an hour and a half left in the stream. I think we can do it.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Sir. Moving out. I'm all ears. Sir. Orders received. Yes. I'm all ears.
Tertiary objective achieved. Mission accomplished.
Let's go. Alright, guys. Master Logic. Yeah, rest in peace to the man. He will always be controller of minds, even from heaven. After all, as they say, there's only one true Yori. Okay. Now, again, as I remember as a kid, because I've replayed the GDI campaign more times than I have the Nod one, so I have more fresh memories of the GDI campaign. For the Nod one, if I remember correctly, you can basically just get the it's not the world-altering missiles, it's the intercontinental, the ICBMs. We need to get those into specific places, and you can kind of cheese it and get them into position pretty easily. Romanov says, get a lead for now. Was neat. Good luck on your last two missions. Thank you. Oh, that's right. There's two missions, isn't there? I forgot there's an optional mission beforehand. Okay, let's get started.
Sorry to interrupt your patrol, soldier.
I'm not gonna talk.
We don't need you to talk. We need you to listen.
I should have gotten captured a long time ago.
Your brother doesn't think much of you, Jake. I was just curious. How is it he's a hotshot commander and you're the smart one? If you believe your propaganda, you won't believe this. But the Brotherhood is only interested in peace.
Your brother's in it for the glory. A real hero. Fights for peace.
I want peace.
We need you, Jake. We see what GDI doesn't.
We see the undiscovered warrior.
And we're willing to give you everything to come fight for us. Power. Divination. Respect. Everything.
Data burst transmission. From the inside. I did it. The perimeter will be down in an hour. All clear in an hour.
Nice work.
Take Amethyst, Lovick. Bring it to its knees. You will find in your control 3 ICBM launching platforms. You must get them to their assigned points inside the base.
GDI's Philadelphia space station will orbit overhead 3 times. You must get all 3 ICBMs in place and fire them before the 3rd orbit is complete, or they will have time to target and destroy you.
When the battle is finished, we will be victorious, and the technology of peace shall flow across the land.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Luke Danger. Keep it in your pants, Jake. my kind of headcanon for that is he's still very drugged up, so he's just very open to suggestion right now. But I suppose that's another divergence point, because in the GI campaign, when Kane takes Hammerfest, he just straight up kills Jake instead of using him. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Luke Danger. Honestly, if this part is still canon, Mac did not get the chance to process it, especially the fact that Nod rewards Jake with disposal. Yeah, good point. Alright, let's see what we got here.
Kane's vision is at hand. Unfortunately, GDI's orbital station, the Philadelphia, can stop the missile that will take us into the future. We must destroy the Philadelphia at all costs. The Philadelphia will require 3 orbits over this sector before it can locate our missile. You must get 3 ICBM launches into position before the Philadelphia's final orbit is complete. With the ICBMs in place, we can bring GDI's command station down. All this remains contingent, of course, on McNeil's helpfulness. You must pretend to pursue him back towards the GDI base. They will open the perimeter to let him in. Once he is in, he will deactivate the perimeter shortly thereafter.
Okay, I think that's the final mission, so this must be the optional one. Can you guys still hear me? Did I mute myself? Just checking real quick. Did I unmute myself? Oh, okay, you can hear me. Good.
We suggest that the Brotherhood should not suffer the indignations of the past. In order to prevent history from repeating itself, you must steal the firing codes for GDI's ion cannon. Paranoid security measures prevent GDI from storing the entire code in one place. Therefore, use a Canadian spy to infiltrate 3 different comm centers. Once we have the codes and the spy is safely evacuated, we will be able to use GDI's ion cannon against them in the final assault. Unfortunately, GDI will have to use the ion cannon once before we can use the codes.
Gotcha. Super cool. I love that they make reference to the indignations of the past. referring to when Kane was attacked by an ion cannon, which I guess sets up the fact that the ion cannon ending for Tiberian Dawn is the canon one. Chase Baker. Or Nod takes Hammerfest with Jake's help, but runs out of time to set up the ICBMs and kills Jake in their retreat from the area. Kane taunts McNeil because that's always fun. Right. Luke Danger. Given what Cabal's suggesting, GDI isn't being paranoid enough, it seems. Yeah, bring in the chameleon spies. Hello? What's going on? Oh, here we are. All right. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Okay, should be simple enough. Okay, why do I even need these guys? Can't the chameleon spy just make it all the way through himself? Also, Trevor Lane, yes, I did see your thing about that. A better way to differentiate it. Another way we could differentiate the APCs would be if GI could shoot out of their APCs. I feel like that could be fun. The voice lines for the chameleon spy just make it sound like they're having the time of their lives. I mean, I would too if I had an invisibility suit. National Logic says, also, I don't know if you noticed, but within that cutscene there was a short melody of the track No Mercy. Taken from the original game. Super cool thing I noticed. Huh. I don't think I noticed that. Am I visible because of that? Or, like, can they not see me? Does this chameleon spy suit... Ah! I guess that answers my question. Alright. What's more with feeling? It does sound like Mr. Burns, doesn't it? Alright. Can they see me? It kind of looked like that guy could see me. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna check it. I'm just gonna... Yep, they can. Alright. Alright. To take out the MSAs and open up cliff paths. Alright. Good to know. Alright, we'll take out the scanner to the top left and then move in from there. Alright. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Don't mind the Snowman Vulcan cannon jump scare. What the shrimp? Did I say what the shrimp when I died? Guess they're caught in a Mexican standoff. Gotcha. Alright, can I get past now without them noticing me? Ah! Okay, yeah, looks like I'm in the clear. Unless there's another mobile sensor array around. The teacher says those destroyable cliffs near each of the upgrade centers, but you'll need to maneuver around patrol since you don't get reinforcements. You open up a good one in the second upgrade center. Oh, right there. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, let's just do that. Man, I wish I had a radar for this one. Okay, where to next?
Yes, sir.
I guess we'll check out the north and see what's up there. Oh, one just above. Thank you, Luke Danger. And Trevin Lane. Yeah, Luke Danger. When I played Tiberian Sun last, I just looked at the mission diagrams before I played his mission. Head north next. You open up a path when taking out the first MSA. Gotcha. Oh, right there. I'm so blind. You ever have that moment where you open up the fridge to see if there's anything good in there and you have to like close it and open it a few times just to see if you notice something you didn't before? Your other north. Oh gosh, you sound just like my older brother. Alright, is there another mobile sensor array I need to be worried about? Oh, there it is. Give me the codes. Okay, that looks like something that should be destroyed. Let's get you guys up here. Alicia says, oh yeah, all the time. Like something is going to miraculously show up. Exactly. Ugh. So how'd you guys like the last video essay I did? At the risk of introducing controversy to the chat. That was definitely a crazy one because, I kid you not, like a day after I published that, somebody from the CNC Discord just dumped a lot more like sources to me, specifically about EALA's thinking behind the date and what they did. I still have to look through all the details, but from what I gather, it seems to indicate that even EALA was aware that the 2019 date was in error, but there was only so much they could do to fix it before it published because all the scenes were already shot and recorded. Again, if I find more in there once I go through all the details, I might make an update video at some point, but right now I'm really focused on the First Tiberium War documentary because I've been trying to get to that forever. Alright, do we go east, guys? Shoot, shoot. Alright, I really hope I don't need those guys. If I do, I'm going to load back. But let's just see if we can find the third one. That looks like I need to get down here. Yes, it does. Crap. Alright, we'll load back. Alright, we'll wait for the patrol to pass and then we'll come by. Starhawks. Mark Kalanick says Tib War 1 happened in the 1990s. I do agree personally. Starhawks 1. I like that the dates are obscure. It gives the universe a cool 1984-like dystopian overtones. Yeah, yeah. You could just keep it there. I mean, for the sake of my First Tiberium War documentary I'm going to make, I have to pick a date if I'm going to give any kind of detail. But for the perspective of a player, absolutely. You could just keep it happen amorphously at some point before the Earth went to crap. That's the logic. One more thing, Snowman, is I watched the video when the First Tiberium War started while it was cool, but what I don't understand is where did the dinosaurs come from and how do they coexist? Right. A part of me wanted to just be like, oh, that's not canon. But Kane's talking to you, so it feels canon. And also, if I'm going to accept the giant ants as canon for the beginning of the GDI history, I can't very well ignore the dinosaurs now, can I? So, yeah, I am going to include the dinosaurs in the First Tiberium War documentary. I have not figured out how I'm going to include them or how I'm going to say what the heck was going on there. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. One sec, guys. Ugh, can you guys hear me? Anyway. Yeah, Luke Danger. There's a cliff down there I need to get to by the crates. I will shoot them, and then we will do our thing. Hopefully that will be enough. Alright, you guys move up in case a patrol comes by. I don't want you guys getting shot. Just in time. Alright, how do I get out of here? Is there... Oh, and I can't control it. Gosh dang it. Alright, well, fine. Be that way. Alright, let me check the chat real quick. Luke Danger, I really liked how you presented the evidence for both and then gave your information. Yeah, I tried. I very clearly have a bias. I very clearly have a date that I think is correct. But I tried my best to be objective about the evidence and how it could be interpreted. Hopefully I succeeded. Trevor Lane says, there seems to be a set of destructible clips by those crates. Yep. That's logic. I could understand how the ants kind of fit for the possible GD activities of Alert 1, as it might be connected to the Tiberium timeline. That's a good point. That could be the case. Chase Baker. Tiberium is a pathway to many abilities some would consider unnatural. Even bringing back the dinosaurs. Just imagine that. Darth Plagueis the Wise. So powerful, he could even bring the dinosaurs he cared about from dying. Alright, these guys gonna see me and shoot me. Trevor Lane says, I agree with your interpretation. Thank you. Luke Danger says, your evac is to the south. You just need to move around GDI patrols. Gotcha. Orc Glusman, having a telepathic schoolgirl at Alert 1 shows how much deep into the lore Alert 3 has gone with the silliness. You can't take anything seriously. American President David Hasselhoff. Wasn't the American President J.K. Simmons in Alert 3? Chase Baker. Alternatively, what if illegally distinct John Hammond brought back and then lost control of the dinosaurs because of an ongoing war? Yeah, could be possible. All right. Yeah, it could be. I know it's probably just done for fun, but I do like to think about what the lore implications are for the dinosaurs. All right, here we go. Mission completed without too much pain. Oh, that's right. Hoffman replaced him. You're right.
Mission accomplished.
I forgot about that. Senchat says, Tiberium is the hazard and answer to any of your problems, Snowman. Yes. Tiberium. The source of and solution to all of life's problems. National Logic. One question remained unanswered. Who was operating one of the mysterious giant ant nets located somewhere in England? Since the Soviets were unaware of the ants as they were similar red colors. Yeah, I'm not sure. Somebody else pointed that out. I believe it was Jathild who first pointed out those trucks to me, and not directly personally to me. I don't know him. I'm not in contact with him. He has answered some of my comments when I asked him about some like the production stuff he does for the graphics, but other than that, we're not in contact. He doesn't even know who I am. But yeah, he was the first one to kind of bring attention to that, and I'm still not sure what that is. If that's like a reference to Nod or old Soviet stuff, I'm not sure. I wish I had an answer for that. Chase Baker, RA3, the first president is J.K. Simmons, however, he's needed to be dealt with. And Canon Allied campaign was succeeded by David Hasselhoff. Gotcha. All right, guys, let's start the next one. All right, look at that. Nod has taken out most of England, while GDI holds out in Scotland and Northern England.
Kane's vision is at hand. Unfortunately, GDI's orbital station, the Philadelphia, can stop the missile that will take us into the future. We must destroy the Philadelphia at all costs. The Philadelphia will require 3 orbits over this sector before it can locate our missile. You must get 3 ICBM launches into position before the Philadelphia's final orbit is complete. With the ICBMs in place, we can bring GDI's command station down. All this remains contingent, of course, on McNeil's helpfulness. You must pretend to pursue him back towards the GDI base. They will open the perimeter to let him in. Once he is in, he will deactivate the perimeter shortly thereafter.
All right. Yes, this is the last mission, Alicia. After this, we will end the stream, and going forward, we'll probably do the Firestorm campaigns, which are the expansion pack to this, which follows Cabal going nuts. And after that, who knows? I'll leave it up to you guys. I finally picked up Tempest Rising, so I bought that. Let me know if you guys want me to stream that, or if you're totally fine with me not covering that on this channel. Up to you guys. Luke Danger, RA3's wackiness is pretty hit or miss, but when it stops trying to be cheesecake, it can actually give some great vibes like RA2. The Tokyo and Yokohama missions, for example. Yeah, no, I really want to do a video essay on Red Alert 3 at some point, because I actually really enjoyed Red Alert 3. I still have a lot of problems, like you said, with tone, the way they just kind of threw all the lore of the previous games out because of time travel shenanigans, and the world building. I definitely have my issues with it, but I still really enjoyed that game. Like, a lot. I think somebody in my comments from my last video was like, I feel like you were throwing around EALA like it's a slur. They didn't say that, but basically like, oh, it's not canon because it's EALA. And I had to kind of clarify of like, while yes, I am biased towards Westwood in terms of lore, like I love a lot of the EALA games. Generals, especially Zero Hour, is probably my favorite Command & Conquer from a gameplay perspective. CNC 3, I mean, you guys have seen my video essay on CNC 3. I really, really have a lot of love for that campaign, especially the GDI campaign. And then for RA3, again, I haven't had a chance to talk about it in a specific video, but I really want to, because I feel like I would be defending a lot of RA3, even if I agree with a lot of the criticisms people have. Alicia says, ooh, is the Firestorm canon? Yes, Alicia, what's really cool about the Firestorm campaign is it's the first Command & Conquer game where both campaigns are canon. So both the GDI campaign and the NOD campaign are canon. They both happen. They're just showing from different perspectives. And I think that's so cool. So I think you'll really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to doing Firestorm after this if you guys want to do that. Let's see. Org Luzman, if you do a multiplayer event with your community, your viewers, I suggest you open a voice chat so we could talk to one another. Yes, I would love that. I'll have to figure out how to do that logistically, because I would love to talk with you guys. By the way, Shock Combo, who's one of my members and one of the oldest people who's been fans of this channel, he recently did a couple of videos on the Firestorm campaign, one of the Cabal missions. And he's got a really good voice for chatting. So I would love to have him on board and a few others. So I'll try to play multiple matches so that we can switch out and get more people in. And I might do multiple multiplayer streams so that we can continue to have you guys on board. But I would love that, absolutely. We probably have to set up some ground rules about things you can and can't say, because it would be really awful if it turns out one of you guys really like saying anti-Polish slurs, and I have to shut down the stream. So I'll have to figure out how to somehow monitor that. But I think all of you guys are cool. I probably won't have to worry too much about that, but I just got to make sure I do my due diligence. Luke Danger says, so you have 3 rounds with the timer. So the timer can run out twice before you lose on the 3rd time. Remember correctly, GDI gets new reinforcements each rotation that completes. Good grief. Alright, National Logic. It was briefly suggested that perhaps these trucks were operating under the third party, perhaps referring to Nod because of the same colors, but it remains a mystery. Indeed. Oh, Luke Danger, you've played through Tempest Rising? Good, good, good. I'm still trying to figure that out. It definitely doesn't come as easily to me as other Command & Conquers do. Chase Baker says, I vote to have Tempest Rising on this channel. Okay. I'll see what I can do. Starhawk says, I do not like the aesthetics of RA3. For the most part, I do agree with you, especially compared to RA2. That being said, I do see its charm, and there's a part of me that does really like it. I don't know, I'm mixed. Send chat. Snowman, if EA would bring back CNC from death, what should it be? I don't know if there's anything EA could do besides remasters that I would trust them to do with this, but just make it Generals 2. I think that's the safest bet. If you make it Generals 2, very straightforward, not a lot of story, just basically just an updated Generals, I think that's the safest bet. Alicia says, I need Snowman to stream on his Playground channel. Coming to viewers in 20, not soon. Yeah, no, that could be interesting. Would you guys be down if I did some streaming on the second channel as well? I don't know. We'll see. I have to see what games I could do there. Luke Danger. Oh, yeah, I've started poking around the idea of redesigning the RA3 allies to work with the no Einstein tech issue rather than just being future tech. Do it with a name change. True. Trevin Lane says, I personally think that the giant ants and the dinos were failed, not experiments. We know they were active at those times, and King doesn't much care if most plans go nowhere. True. Mark Kalanick says he wants me to do Firestorm after this. Senchej says, would not work. Tiberium is dead at this point in the universe. We'd have to decanonize CNC4, Senchat, for sure. Alicia says, yeah, I would love to see the perspectives. I think I've learned more of the GI campaign than the Nod, probably because I've had them in his streams, but it'll be cool. Yeah, no worries. It's better that you watch the GI streams because those are the ones that tend to be the most canon, except for going forward. That's logic. I mean, Red Alert 3, that game focuses more on its cast rather than on its gameplay. That also leads to problems that a lot of people point out. For sure, for sure. Orglusman says, my family is Jewish-Polish. Right. So, no Polish slurs, guys. Gosh. Poland. No, I'm not going to get into a rant about Poland. It would be a positive rant, by the way. I have a lot of respect for Poland. Just everything it's had to... all the crap it's had to go through history-wise. All right. Warhawk Rambo. I'm all for it. Firestorm is cool. Glusman says, in Hanukkah, you should put Hanukkah songs side by side with Christmas ones. Oh, really? You know, I've heard that, is that a lot of Jewish people don't really see a problem with celebrating both, which is kind of cool. Because you get to do both. You get to have more celebration. Trevin Lane says, I found RA3 too silly and hate the co-op requirement that it forces on us. And real-life militaries have limited amphibious units and structures for a reason. For sure. I did play through the entirety of RA3's campaign with the D-Train, and that was super fun. So I do like the co-op element. I can see how it gets annoying if you're just playing single player, because then you just always have an AI companion. Luke Danger, yes, I played Tempest Rising. It's a fun one for CNC fans, though the GDF campaign is pretty slow. But it gets quite fun in the last few missions as GDF goes full GDI. For sure. Alicia, yes, I think the second channel gives you more room to branch out, and this one should be kept niche as CNC. All right, we'll see what I can do on the second channel. Maybe I'll do something crazy like Power Wash Simulator or something. If you guys have ideas for what you want to see on the second channel that, like, oh, I would love to see Snowman do other games that aren't CNC. I've been playing around with playing through the Mass Effect trilogy on stream. I feel like that could be really fun. If you guys feel like that would be cool, you know, drop suggestions in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if I miss your suggestions, comment on this stream once it becomes a video, and I will look through that, take it very seriously. Trevor Lane says, I vote Firestorm, then Tempest Rising. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna after I've beaten the Nod campaign, we're gonna go through the Firestorm campaigns for the streams, and then we'll go through Tempest Rising. That sounds like a lot of fun. Firestorm says no slurs at all. Mark Kalanick, I'm Hungarian, Poland. I'm Hungarian. Poland's our friends. Nice. Nice to see some Eastern European representation. I have a lot of respect for you guys. As an American, I am obligated to not like most of Western Europe. I'm joking. I couldn't keep a straight face. But there is a little bit of truth in that, and that I tend to overall think that the Eastern European countries are a bit cooler. Germany's cool though. I like Germany a lot. They're just freaking cool, man. They're all the engineering, all the military. Have you seen their military stuff? How fast their self-propelled artillery is? Like, I feel like America is kind of forced to make what's practical and what they can get across the seas quickly. And then you look at Germany and they're like, let's build the absolute best thing that we can. Like the G11. Okay, moving on. Sorry. Nostalgic, but in terms of accessibility, RA3 is one of my personal favorite CNC games. And that's only because I haven't played Tiberium Wars and King's Wrath yet. Oh, you haven't played Tiberium Wars yet? Oh, you're in for a treat, my dude. Firestorm, too many people like us to use the gamer word. Chase Baker, what about anti-Romulan slurs? You can do as many anti-alien slurs as you want. We are very anti-alien here on this channel. Down with the scrin. Down with the... Oh, somebody's going to take this out of context. Warhawk Rambo. I'm American of Welsh-German origin. Nice. That's a cool combo. Firestorm says Star Control 2. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. Warhawk Rambo. You should play RA1 from the Ashes too. Oh, yeah. I started playing that. I didn't finish it. I would like to stream Red Alert 1 on hard at some point. I recently beat through all of the missions on hard, and I've gotten really good at it because that's the first CNC game I ever played. I started out, so I'm very familiar with Red Alert 1. I could stream Red Alert 1 on hard and have a relatively easy time with it, I think. Luke Danger. So GDF or Dynasty so far in Tempest Rising? I've only played Skirmish. I've avoided playing the campaign because I wasn't sure if I was going to be playing on stream and I didn't want to spoil myself. But so far I prefer the GDF. Nastologic. I know Red Alert 3 has Commander's Challenge, but I don't think it's as good as the original one in 0 hours, so I don't have any new game for the Generals. Generals Challenge is the campaign. Yeah, Generals Challenge is incredible. I love that. Leisha says, Rhythm Doctor is pretty hilarious of what I've seen so far, so you could play most anything and it'd be entertaining on the stream. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry that I haven't been putting out new episodes of Rhythm Doctor on the Playground channel. Real life concerns have gotten busy, so I'll get back to that. Chase Baker, I would love to see Snowman play Titanfall 2. Ooh! Halo with his friends to determine how many friends we still have left. LASO, what's that? I don't know that off the top of my head. Yeah, Titanfall 2 could be fun. I've wanted to play Titanfall 2 for the second channel, just in regular videos, though. So, I might not stream that. Alicia says, you bet this is out of context. Oh, and Lars, I'm Swedish, Ukrainian, and very grateful to the Polish people for all their help. Yeah, absolutely. As I'm seeing, like, America kind of pull back from, you know, kind of its world police status, I would love to see Poland step up and be, like, Europe's protector. There are few countries in Europe I would trust more to basically step up and be the military protector, or at least be the lead military protector. Because really, all of the EU, I feel like, needs to be a part of that. But Poland, if they want to take up being basically the leader of European security, fine by me. That would be awesome. And that is the closest you are ever going to get to me talking about modern politics. You'll never hear anything else like that again. The only time you'll ever hear me talk about modern politics is to glaze Poland. All right. That's the logic. Of course, you can play other generals to play with or against, though EA would probably lock behind a paywall. Yeah, you're right. Mark Halleck says, play Return to Castle Wolfenstein on your second channel. That could be fun. I could enjoy that. Also, Medal of Honor Allied Assault. I could play that. Alicia says, no worries. Hope it's getting better. Yeah, no, things are getting good. Things are good. These are just busy. Not bad. Warhawk Rambo says, you should play Darkest Hour, a Hearts of Iron game. Has a lot of cool mods. I've heard a lot about Hearts of Iron. A lot of, like, the history channels I follow play Hearts of Iron. I should really give that a shot. Chase Baker, Legendary All Skulls. Oh, that's right. Oh, no. I'm not playing that. I am not good enough at Halo to play anything beyond the normal difficulty. I am a casual. I am a filthy casual at Halo. All right. Actually, speaking of Poland, have you played Iron Harvest at all? I did start Iron Harvest. It's a little different because it's not so much on base building. It's a little more about positioning of your troops. I need to go back and finish that game. Yeah, maybe on a stream in the future, I'll play through Iron Harvest because I did really like the aesthetics. It's just the gameplay wasn't something I was used to, so I'd have to practice. Dennis Medina, welcome to the chat. Hearts of Iron 4 is really good. Yeah, I've heard of it is. Or Glusman, Poland and Germany working together to defend Europe. That's what we like to see. Trevor Lane, America needs to pull back from the world police role as we're bankrupting ourselves through doing it. It benefits everyone but the American people and doesn't make the world a better place. Yeah, well, even people on other sides of the political spectrum agree that, like, it would be good for America not to be world police. And that was kind of the criticism from the American left for a long time, was America being the world police. So I think as long as there are other nations to fill the gap, generally speaking, I think it would be a good idea for America to pull back from that. Just because, yeah, it's not good for America necessarily, I think, like you said, as far as like them having to put all their money in that. And also, I think it would be better for nation self-determination if other countries contribute to their own defense, because then you have the worry about like soft American diplomacy, the kind of idea of like American hegemony through our military power. And if you don't like that idea and you like the idea of countries determining their own destiny, like I said, self-determination, then generally speaking, I think that's a good idea. Obviously, execution and implementation is its own thing, and there's a lot of nuance with that. But overall, I feel like that would be a good idea. But I'm no geopolitician. I'm probably missing something really important. Do not ask this snowman for the correct opinion on anything, except for when the First Tiberium War started, because I'm 100% correct. I'm kidding. Dennis Medina, I'm Geek Defense, by the way. I don't know what that means. Owen Lars, on this channel we love Command & Conquer, follow Westwood Cannon, and love Poland. That's going on a t-shirt. If I ever make merch, that's going on a t-shirt. In this channel, we love Command & Conquer, follow the Westwood Cannon, and we love Poland. It'll be an inside joke that nobody gets except those who have been on the stream. Or Glusman, if you play Hearts of Iron 4 Snowman, you should play the Kaiserreich or Red Flood mods. I definitely would play the originals first and then go to mods, just so I know how to do it. But yeah, that could be fun. Warwick Rembo says, I prefer DH over Hearts of Iron 4. I don't know what DH is. Sherman Lane. It also isn't good for the nations that benefit, quote-unquote, from it, as they are cannibalizing their industrial capacity, too. China is holding British steel foundries hostage, for example. Yeah, China does a lot of economic imperialism, in my opinion. The more we can decouple ourselves from a country that has committed numerous human rights abuses, the better. I think a lot of things we are not able to be as hard on China for human rights abuses because we're so economically tied to them. And I think, irregardless of your politics, that should be something we can all agree on, is that China is guilty of a lot of human rights abuses. And by China, I mean the Communist Party, the government. Obviously, no shade on the Chinese people themselves. That should go without saying, but I have to say it because it's the internet. Dennis Medina, Geek Defense Initiative from last stream. Oh, did we say that last stream? Gosh, I don't remember. Darkest Hour. Gotcha. Poor Hawk Rambo. Dennis Medina, as a Brazilian, I feel like national sovereignty is a load of horse crap, but then I think Starship Troopers is the best way of government. I remember Buenos Aires. But yeah. Major Slavic, just in time to got home from work. Good, Major Slavic. We're about to begin the final non-mission. Nestalogic. Another issue I think will be regarding another General's game is that I don't think it'll be as politically incorrect, which I do think would take away from some of the charm of the original game. Yeah, things have changed. There really wasn't a mainstream spotlight on games, so games could kind of do whatever the heck they wanted, and nobody really got it. The most was like GTA would get the spotlight for mainstream media. Nobody else really cared what was going on. Nowadays, if you did something like that, like Generals would probably get picked apart in the Twitter sphere and what have you. Which is a shame because Generals, like, yes, it is kind of parody, but it's very subtle parody. Like, it doesn't ever draw attention to its own parody and satire. It just goes with it. And I think even if today you tried to do, like, satire, I think it would be, like, not subtle enough. And people would be trying to, like, say something. And for the most part, Generals just kind of was like, we're doing it. We're making a good game. Also, there's some satire on the side. Let's just go. So, yeah. Blah. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments, and then we're going to start the mission. Warhawk Rambo, I feel sorry for people who live under totalitarian regimes. Absolutely. I feel really sorry for anybody in North Korea. That place is just hell on earth. Iran, I know there's been a lot of protests, so I know the people want to be free, but there's just a lot of time. It's just, it's really sad. And I hope that things change. Always separate the people from the governments. Luke Danger, which Star Trek Trooper is dead? It's the books and the movies. That's a very good question, Luke Danger. You are very media literate. If you know, you know. Dennis Medina, the 1959 book, by the way, not the movie. Gotcha. Dennis Medina, I think The Rise of the Reds is the best Generals sequel. I haven't checked out that mod. I really need to. Trevin Lane, the only way to be funny is to be politically incorrect. The units are very good in the original Generals. They are. I love Generals. All right, let's get started, guys. Hurry, Jake. They're right behind you.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Waiting orders.
Jake, it's good to see you. Hey, what are you doing? Firestorm perimeter deactivated. Can we all focus on the infantry? It's not that hard. There's two guys.
Unit lost.
Orglusman says, hey, Snowman, you should stream the RTS game Active War Direct Action. It's really good with FFB. I've heard good things about that game. All right, let's save a new beginning. Let's see if we could beat this out in one go. Yeah, that first buggy was definitely committed to the mission.
Reinforcements
Oh, there they are. The ICBMs. All right, let's capture a bunch of this stuff.
building captured.
Let's get the power. And also find the Tiberium. All right, where's the Tiberium? I need to know where the Tiberium is. Whoa. Okay, look what we got here. Thankfully, the MLRSs are made of paper armor, so we're good. All right, let's save here. Tib is to the north slightly. There's a GI refinery you can borrow. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go. Alright, is there a harvester nearby that I can capture too, or is that just not a thing? I guess not. GDI has opinions on you borrowing it.
Building captured. Building.
Okay. Good. We're off to a strong start. I just need to get a radar so I know where to drop my ICBMs. But again, as I remember, you can pretty easily cheese... Yeah, okay. You can pretty easily cheese where to put the ICBMs. Chase Baker, Snowman and we have a mutual love for Command & Conquer. If Snowman starts streaming the other games that have low awareness, me find more games to love. Good idea, yeah. I would love to grow the second channel. Wow, what the shrimp? Okay, Luke Danger. I see what you did there. Very clever. GDI definitely had opinions on that. You charming rogue.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Okay. Org, Luzman, Frank Zagarino, Anton Slavic would have been a very good Guile in a live-action Street Fighter movie. Yeah, probably. Nest Logic. I know that kind of dampened my excitement for Generals 2 at the time, since I guess it was in the minority, not being really upset that the game was canceled, so a new Generals game would be difficult. Yeah, I could see that. I was mostly disappointed that the USA was being completely gutted as a faction and replaced with the EU.
Unit ready.
I know it didn't bother some people, but for me it was just like, we've never replaced a faction before in CNC, and I thought that was rough. Major Slava says, I believe you can capture the Harvester if it's in position on loading Tiberium. Yeah, typically, yeah, but I don't know where it went. Luke Danger, and that's GDI's opinion on you borrowing it. Lucia says, there's the line. Did I say what the shrimp? It's so instinctual by this point that I didn't even notice.
Building.
But now I have an ion cannon. Okay, ICBM in place. Do I have to defend those too? Or will they ignore them? Also, I need a radar. Trevor says, I would suggest putting guards with the ICBM launcher. Good to know. As soon as I get more money. Am I allowed to build firestorm generators? Because if I don't, then there's really no point. Also, there's really no point because they don't have missiles, so you're right, I should sell that.
Structure sold. Construction complete.
Okay, radar, radar, radar.
Building.
Sir, on my way, on my way. Orders received. Moving out.
Luke Danger, I wouldn't know since I don't put them into position until I've cleared out the map when I play the mission. Gotcha.
Orders received.
Dennis Bedita, I know they probably had lore reasons for removing the USA officials too. That said, I would have liked them to have a Euro-American... Yeah, exactly. I think I mentioned on a previous stream, but I would have been happy if they had replaced the USA with, say, NATO, and the US was like a much weaker partner now. I think that would have been fine. Okay, here we go. Now, if I remember correctly, it's not too hard to get these into position. Let's get more money first.
Yes, sir. On my way.
Let's build an attack cycle.
On my way. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
National Logic, I wonder what does the ICBM stand for? International Chemical Biomissile? No, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. Major Slavic, I believe they ignore your first one at least when you play it, but I definitely guard the second one and destroy the GDI, the bridge GDI forces come from to the southeast. There's a southeast bridge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unit orders received. Orders received. Yes, sir. Sir. Orders received.
Construction complete.
And we'll build one more refinery and then we'll call it a day.
Unit, yes, sir.
Dennis Medina says, that said, the leaked storyboards for Generals 2 look good. As far as the campaign story? Ah!
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Well, okay.
Unit reporting.
Looks like you're up, buddy.
On my way. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Luke Danger says, yes, there's a double segment bridge.
Cannon ready.
There's also a bridge in the middle of the map for GA4 base, plus the main one into the Hammerfest base. Gotcha. Gosh, attack cycle, you have paper armor. Alright, that's not too hard to get to.
Moving out. Orders received.
Bridge is right past that Titan. Gotcha. As soon as we get the fourth refinery, we'll focus on destroying that bridge. Is this the other bridge we're referring to?
Timer started.
Oh, an hour? We got this.
Construction complete. Unit lost. Building.
Okay. Well, so far they're pretty tame. All right. This logic. The third one is the hardest one because of the heavy GDI base. Yes. Luke Danger. No, the one I'm referring to has a GDI wall around and turrets at the other end. Gotcha. The upper left. Trevor Lane, it would be interesting if this mission was the mirror of the GDI Hammerfest mission, just saying. Yeah,
Insufficient funds.
when I was a kid and I first played the Nod campaign, I was confused why it wasn't just the mirror image for all the missions of the GDI campaign. Frostburn, welcome to the chat. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Snow. Back at your element, I see. Indeed, indeed, I feel very at home. Ooh, Danger, you get 3 passes for that timer too, but GDI gets more aggressive each time. Yeah, I'm going to try and beat this all in the first pass, if at all possible. Because this does not seem that hard to get to. This one's going to be a butt to get to. But if I remember correctly as a kid, it wasn't too hard.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Okay. Let's build some artillery.
Building.
And
Yes, sir.
let's also do some scouting.
Yes, sir.
Trevor Lane says, you have a scary lack of defense.
Yes, sir.
I do indeed.
Moving out. Moving out. Orders
That is what the
received, sir.
artillery is for.
Moving out. On my way.
Unit ready.
Orders received.
Infantry reporting on it.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Taking heavy fire. Waiting orders. I'm on it.
Sir. Moving out.
Waiting orders.
And that worked.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, definitely need more money and fast.
Waiting orders. Yes, sir.
Luke Danger says, artillery is the last argument of kings and republics alike.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like something Napoleon would say.
On my way. Orders received. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On my way. Yes, sir.
There's a Tiberium Wars mod for Hearts of Iron 4?
Moving out. Orders received.
Major Slavic says, good tip to send a bike to the upper left of the map. You can go through the bridge and it will reveal the defensive turrets. Once you have enough forces, use the ion cannon to take out one of the turrets. Good idea.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Orders received. On my way. On my way. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On my way. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Waiting orders.
Save, scumming. Alright, can I just send him up here?
Sir, received. Unit reporting.
Let's see what happens. Luke Danger, I was modified a quote from one of the later King Louis. Artillery's last argument of kings. Gotcha. Love the history reference. Good grief. Survive! There's a mobile sensor array over there. Alright, let's build some cyborgs.
Training.
And some more artillery.
Building.
How much does a missile silo cost? No. No, 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 no. Ah! Fudge monkeys.
Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Or use a stealth tank if you think you have enough time to bring an engineer to the bridge if it gets destroyed.
Insufficient funds.
That's not a bad idea.
Unit reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's save.
Orders
Unit
received.
ready.
Alicia, fudge monkeys. Very interesting wordplay there. Yeah. When I went to college, I made a concerted effort to try not to swear because that was very frowned upon in my family growing up. So to do that, I purposely said nonsense words. And now that I'm a full adult, I can't stop doing it. That's just where my brain goes. I permanently rewired my brain that way. Which is not a bad thing, necessarily.
Orders received.
Especially if you're going to be around, like, kids and things like that. But
Moving out.
it's not really something I have control over anymore.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
What do you mean unit lost? Oh! Oh, hello.
Building. Unit lost.
You know, I'd be terrified if you guys actually did more damage.
Waiting orders. Moving out. Sir.
You know, you guys should be able to attack in the air, I feel like. But apparently you can't until you're veteran seat up.
On hold. Construction complete.
There we go.
Unit ready. Yes, sir.
And away we go.
Units ready. Ready. On my way. Orders received. On my way. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Orders received.
Holy shrimps. Know your language control growing up is to be commended. Yeah. Well, it also helps because, at least when I was growing up and I was first on YouTube, I liked the channels that didn't have a lot of swearing. That's why I followed Ghost Robo, because he was a very clean guy. And to a certain degree, I don't know who's watching this. I know my nephews might be watching this, and kids might be watching this. So to a certain degree, I try to, like, keep it somewhat clean, just so, like, if a kid has restrictions in their home, like, they at least have a place they can enjoy cool stuff like Tiberian Sun and otherwise mature things without having to worry about that. Because some families, like, it's just the language that they have a problem with. So part of it is also just trying to create a bigger audience for myself. And there's the bridge! Alright, I'm just gonna... Wait, stop, don't cross my path. Alright, I just want to explore up here real quick. Is that a back way in? Alicia says, for Snowman played Mirror's Edge, making young Aussie laugh with the most silliest phrases. Yep, that's on the second channel, archived for all time. What's up here? Ah, if only I had Amphibious or a carryall. But I do not have a carryall. Okay. Frostburn. Ever thought about becoming a teacher, Snow? Then again, the salary sucks. I actually became close to becoming a teacher. That's actually a funny story. I was really sick of a lot of things in my life, and I just really wanted to just do what I wanted to do in life. So I thought, maybe I should become a history teacher. Maybe that would be fun. But every teacher I ever talked to was like, why would you do that? You have an engineering degree. Just do that. You'll make far more money, and you'll have a much better time. So all the teachers in my life basically talked me out of it, which is kind of funny. But I don't know, maybe someday. Ah. Okay, cool. Is there an easy path from here to up here, guys? Is there, like, not a cliff in between here? Because if there is an easy path up here, then that's where I'm going to go. Alright. Whoa! Disruptors! But they're no match for my artillery. Alright, so here's my plan, guys. My plan is I'm going to build some artillery and some cyborgs, and I'm going to get my second ICBM up here, defend that with artillery and cyborgs, and then basically take another strike force and do the same thing up here, using my ion cannon for cover. That is the plan. Let me know if that sounds like a stupid plan. Alright, Trevor Lane says, stealth tanks when they were at their peak. Indeed. Frostburn says, they were right in some ways. Well, they were teachers, so I'm going to take their word for it. Ugh. That was also when I thought that I was going to be single for the rest of my life, so I figured, why the heck not just become a teacher, because even if I'm paid awful, at least I'm doing something that I would really enjoy for the rest of my life. And then I met Mrs. Snowman, and suddenly I was like, you know what? Making a lot of money as an engineer, not such a bad idea after all. Okay, Nestalogic says, it would be interesting to find out the backstory of Tiberian Vinifera prior to Tiberian Sun, as it doesn't appear in Tiberian Dawn. It would be. It would be. I know Luke Danger has some ideas about what makes Blue Tiberium so valuable. Luke Danger says, no back way in, unfortunately, but if you approach by the eastern side of the base, there's no bridge to cross to hit the base itself. Okay, so there's no way to get to that point from here, is what you're saying. But coming up the east side there is, which is what I remember as a kid. Let's build more cyborgs. Warhawk Rambo, not a bad idea. Train some rocket troops. Oh, good idea for anti-air. Good plan, that's the turret you destroy. There are no stupid plans, only stupid execution. That sounds good. Might want to throw some TIG tanks for anti-vehicle and rocket troopers. Good idea. Yeah, you have to fight through the main GTA base either way, though. Okay, so is it sort of like you have to go all the way to the right and then come around? Gosh, that's just depressing. Alright, let's see what we can do.
Unit orders received. Unit ready.
One more, and then we'll go. Ugh. Alicia, back in my day, we built forts and used our hands. Now these people stare at screens and rage quit. Pretty much. Alright, let's go.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Waiting orders. Sir.
Unit ready.
Just gotta watch out for this guy. Luke Danger says, basically, yeah, you could approach it from where the second ICBM launch point is. I think that's what I'll do. Luke Danger, you have to fight through more of the base, but at the same time, you have more sections of the wall to move through and aren't at risk of the bridge being destroyed. Yeah, good idea. I'm going to go from the east. That's what I did when I was a kid, I think.
Unit ready. Training. Building.
Whew. All right.
Unit ready.
Let's get moving. Oh, look. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Insufficient funds.
Here, lead him back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Where's my mobile sensor? I need my mobile repair vehicle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Infantry reported as down.
Unit lost.
Dang, they're pretty effective.
Yes, sir.
Shoot. All right, let's go. Luke Danger, left side, bridge choke point, but you barely dip into the base. Right side, you have to fight through the whole base, but no bridge choke point. Well, that actually sounds really good. I actually feel like that would be fun, but we'll see.
Sir. Moving out. Ready for action. Yes, sir. Sir.
Unit ready.
Chase Baker, so who here in the chat lost this mission at the final minute because a lone orca snuck up and blew up your final ICBM? I certainly had it happen several times. That sounds awful.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir. Waiting. Yes, sir. Unit ready. Moving out. Infantry reporting. Unit received. Unit ready. Yes, sir.
Training.
Infantry reporting. Ready for action. Unit reporting.
Okay, where are the... There they are.
Unit ready.
Okay.
Unit ready.
Good, 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 good. I think we're making pretty good time. Yes, I will get more rocket troops. This is why when I play the mission, I sanitize the map first. Then again, I also take a lot longer doing that. Yeah, I'm trying to beat this quick. There we go. Yeah. Do a little terrain deformation. All right, we're good. Move, 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 move.
Infantry reporting. Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ah, come on. Move. Move. Thank you.
Insufficient funds.
Oh, what is this guy doing? What are you doing, buddy? Dying, that's what you're doing. What the? Oh my gosh, you can kind of outrun it. Whoa. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. Get him. Get him. Thank you. Can you move, please? Oh my gosh, no, did it get stuck? No! No! Why? Oh my gosh, I saved all... Yeah, okay, screw this, screw it. Screw it, we're going all the way up here.
Ready for action. Sir, yes, sir. Unit ready.
Screw this.
Unit ready.
Processing. Affirmative. Unit reporting.
Unit ready.
I see the chat. I'm gonna get to it. Just one sec. All right.
Ready for action. Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Unit reporting.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. Dylan Casey says, "Hey Snowman, love the Tib Dawn Origin Day video. Learned a few things I didn't know before. I made the story of the Tib universe even better. What do you have planned for the future?" Good question, Dylan Casey. Basically, I want to make a video that's basically a documentary, an in-universe documentary on the First Tiberium War. That way I won't have to cover everything like quite so exhaustively, but cover most of the war, the renegade stuff, and the dino missions and covert ops, and basically find a way to... I feel like that would be a lot of fun. That would involve a lot of community stuff for writing as well as voice acting stuff, and as well as getting my friends involved. So I think that would be super cool. And that's basically the next project that I'm working on. Okay, it says second launcher deployed, but I'm not seeing it deployed. Can you guys not do that? Can we just have you go straight up here? Can you just go? Okay, it just says second launcher deployed. I'm just gonna have to take that at its word. Alright, see ya, Aussie. Because that's kind of crazy that it's not doing that. I hope that that's not a glitch and that that won't break anything there. Because good grief, I hate that. I hate there's no sense of completion, you know? There's no sense of, hey, it's deployed, it looks just like the other one.
Infantry reporting. Unit ready. On my way. Yes, sir. Waiting order. On my way. Waiting order. On my way. Unit received. Unit moving out.
Training.
Okay, that's done. Alright, let's build a strike force and go up the left. I think I'm going to go up the left, actually. Let's save it at bridge left. Okay. Luke Danger. Unfortunately, I need to hop off. Have fun with McNeil's scream that clearly only had one take. Yeah, good to have you, Luke Danger. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. What time is it? Oh, shoot.
On hold.
Oh, wow. They're really coming for us now.
Unit reporting. Orders received. Sir. Processing. Sir. Unit ready. Orders received. Scan initiated.
Training.
Okay. I'm gonna check the chat.
Unit ready.
Alicia, question. Think you and your fiance, wife, don't know if you're married yet, will ever do a video game together playing a game? I don't know. She is my fiance, but Mrs. Snowman is very shy, and she's even more about privacy online than I am. So I don't know if she'd ever feel comfortable doing that. I would love to personally, but that may be a little ways down the road. Okay. Benjamin Delapine says this mission. What the? Leave me alone. Benjamin says this mission I have finished very easy, but you have to defend the ICBM before placing the last one. Yes. Oh no, Aussie is still here. Dilakisi says that sounds awesome. I can't wait. Have you ever thought about doing a video on the origins of the Brotherhood? I have. It's on the channel now. I have 2 parts of my Brotherhood series. You can look it up. The first part is about who and what Kane is, and the second part is about the origins of the Brotherhood itself, going back to 1800 BC when they claim to have started. So, yeah, go ahead and check that out if you haven't yet. I put a lot of work into that, especially the second part, including consulting with people who knew original Hebrew. So, it is a thing. I need to get more. Oh, that's not good. Ah, crap. I'm gonna load back.
On hold. Training.
Waiting orders. Moving out. Input directive. Proceeding. Waiting orders. Yes, sir.
Building.
Mark Kalanick happened to me when I played this mission. Trevor Lane, don't forget the anti-air. Yes, apparently I did, though. Oh, cool. Thank you, Aussie, for putting that in the chat. Nostalgia. For example, there's a Need for Speed movie that was released on March 7th, 2014 during the 20th anniversary of the franchise. Huh. Benjamin, by the way, why mission did you play for the chemical missile? The one with the base or the one with the convoy? I think I did one with the base. You can check my old streams. They're still up on the channel.
Unit ready. Building.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Infantry reporting. Sir, yes, sir. Unit on my way. Unit on my way. Waiting orders received. Unit reporting on my way. Waiting orders. Moving out. Waiting announce. Unit ready now.
Unit ready.
Unit is received. Ready for action. Sir, yes, sir.
Training.
Waiting orders. Unit reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
On orders received.
Man, the artillery is just broken in this game. Ugh. I find your lack of rocket troopers disturbing. Yes, I know. Nostalgic. His main character in the movie is played by Aaron Paul. Yeah, that's right. I never watched that. I really should. I remember seeing trailers and being kind of excited for it, but also being kind of confused why there was a story.
Ready for action. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Orders received. Orders received. Waiting orders.
Okay. Build some more rocket guys and some more cyborgs, and then we'll go get them.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Glad there's still Tiberium to be found. Alright, let's do this, guys. Let's make a push. Oh, we got some good questions in the chat here. Dylan Casey, apparently I've watched it already, lol. Does anyone still have the manual for Tib's Son? Yeah, it's pretty easy to find online. Just look up like Tiberian Son manual PDF and you can find it digitally. Physically, no, I don't still have it. Frostburn, what a question. What would you rather be locked in the room with, a Cyborg Commando or a Tiberium Fiend? Cyborg Commando, it'll be over sooner. Also, you could reason with the Cyber Commando if you convinced it you were all for Kane. That's logically. That's why I'm hoping the Command & Conquer could have its own documentary to celebrate the franchise's 30th or whatever anniversary, just to bring Joe Kima back for one time. That would be great. Is this the Steam version of the game? Yes, this is the Steam version of the game. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Also, I'm going to need a couple of stealth tanks for scouting. Alright, we still need to get to these goobers. Alright, are we close enough? Not quite. More cyborgs. I know, Cabal. Oh, that's a lot of them. Nice. Let's go. All right. Making good progress. Okay. All right, let's go, guys. We gotta move. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, 2 more orbits, so it's not like it'll be mission fail if I wait too long, but I'd rather beat it all in 1 orbit before the enemy becomes more aggressive.
Unit ready. Insufficient funds.
Gotta get them all past this Tiberium. We're gonna make it, guys. Well, you guys can walk straight across. But you guys should avoid the Tiberium. Okay, we can make it. Okay, Styles RJ says he needed all 3 to complete the mission when he was a kid. Don't doubt that. It's going to be quite hard if you're not sure where to go. Okay. Let's do our best to basically hit this thing from afar.
Training.
guys. You have one job.
On my way. On my way. Problem.
You can deploy on bridges, right?
Yes, sir. Standing.
Yes.
Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here.
Waiting order.
Cannot deploy here.
No, I guess not.
Orders received.
Cannot deploy here.
Ready. Ready.
I get it, Cabal.
I'm on it. Unit ready. Yes, sir. Orders received. Wait deserters. Waiting orders. Moving out. Moving out. Unit report. Moving out.
Insufficient funds.
Okay. Oh, shoot. No, no, no. Not on the bridge. Not on the bridge. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We can do this. Whoa, what, no, what, no, what? How did that happen? What happened? Was that always gonna happen, or? Alright, I'm gonna try just going across and see what happens. If I do just one. Okay, where are my engineers? Are you not gonna... Are we out of Tiberium? I just... Really?
Sir. Orders received. Orders received. Orders received. Yes, sir.
I need more Tiberium.
On my way.
Oh, here we go. Right here, you idiots.
Unit reporting. On moving out. Unit ready. On
I
out.
need engineers. Gosh, dang it. Come on.
Unit on my way. On my way.
You, I said get over here. Can we sell something? Let's sell something.
Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I remember correctly, you can sell the technology center and still have technology.
Structure source.
Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Sir. Input directive.
Come on.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Loud and clear.
Ugh. Okay.
Unit ready.
We're almost there. Ugh, we're so close.
Unit ready.
Waiting orders.
I wonder if Westwood had any plans for keeping the subterranean units in their version of CNC3.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Waiting order. On my way.
Alright, let's see if this works.
Received. Engineering.
Surely it's not scripted to always blow up all the time, right?
Infantry reporting.
Bridge repaired.
Input directive. Input target. Link open. Affirmative. Proceeding.
Surely this would not be scripted to break all the time.
5 minutes remaining.
That would be insane.
Unit ready.
Unit lost.
Get across the bridge. Get across the bridge.
Unit
Over here. Through the gap. Get across. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. You guys, over here. You, over here. It's right there. We can still do this. We're about to win, boyos. All right, here we go.
Primary objective. Incoming transmission. 2 minutes remaining.
Sir, orders received.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Mission accomplished.
Peaceful, isn't it?
Good welcome, citizens. It is with the highest honor and the greatest joy that I bring you Cain.
This morning was the most glorious morning in the history of the Earth. Peace is upon us. A gift to every man, woman, and child from the Brotherhood of Nod. Victory. Not just for our people, but for our species. The time for questioning is over. Rising from our trenches, our bunkers, our factories, we must all now partake in the technology of peace. One purpose, one vision. Tiberium is the way and the life. Today the sun rises on a new world and a new people. The end is the beginning.
And there you have it, folks. What if Nod had won the Second Tiberian War? Thankfully, that didn't happen in canon. But this still is fascinating, and probably more so than any other What If campaign in the entire series. This is the one that fascinates me the most, because what does this mean? Like, did the World Altering Missile just kill everyone on Earth and Cain was lying? Did it actually mutate people so that they could live and thrive in a Tiberian world? Was Cain's ideas of divination correct? And also, just the idea of Cain disappearing into those strange lights. Like, okay, that confirms that, like, something supernatural is going on, at least it seems to, but what does that mean? Like, was he picked up by the Skrin? Was he picked up, did he achieve his goal of immortality? Like, there's so many questions. There's so many questions. And we have some questions from you too. Okay, Firestorm. I've always been an odd player, but this ending made me question that. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely does. Reminds me of Ajay from CNC3. Shogun Sam, are we basically the Skrin now? I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. We're never told if Kane's plan actually would have worked. Uh, Dylan Casey says, is this a what if or an alternate timeline? Yes. And a lot of the early Command and Conquerors, the good guy campaign, GDI, the Allies, was the canon correct one. And the bad guy campaign, whether it be not or Soviets, was a what if scenario. Like, what if the bad guys had won? It was only in more recent ones, from basically the expansion of this game, Firestorm onwards, that some of the CNCs would make all the campaigns canon, were just from different perspectives. Aussie says, remind me again, why Kane wants the world to be covered in Tiberium if he's biblical Kane? Well, Tiberium was going to come whether he wanted to or not. And according to some interviews with Brett Sperry, Kane basically gets flashes or images of visions of the future, but he doesn't entirely understand. So he knew Tiberium was coming. And he basically sees it as, I have to rule the world. No one else is going to do a better job of it than me. I'm going to shepherd humanity, and I'm going to find a way so that humanity can survive. And so, in his mind, the World War III missile didn't just spread Tiberium everywhere. It also mutated humans on a molecular level, at least it was supposed to, so that they could survive in a Tiberium world. So that was Kane's end goal. And why does he want that if he's biblical Kane? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to prove that he is the brother who deserved to live. He's trying to prove to God that he is the proper ruler of mankind and he deserved to be favored. I don't know. Dylan Casey, he disappeared like the chronosphere. Yeah, it did look a little like that, didn't it? Shogun Sam say, would this attract the Skrin or is it not a big explosion? Yeah, no, I also saw a lot of parallels between this world-altering missile explosion and the Tiberium liquid explosion in CNC3 detonated by the ion cannon. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or retroactive continuity, but it could also mean that that was how Kane was summoning the Skrin so we could get the Threshold Towers, except for the fact that he disappears already before the Skrin ever arrive. So, again, I still don't understand this ending. Nastalogic, I love how Kane disappears like it's Star Trek or something. Yeah. I still think it's something supernatural, though. Warhawk Rambo, non-canon to the max, dude. Senchat says to Aussie, because then he can become God. Yeah, he's basically becoming a god of this world. He provided salvation through Tiberium. He's now the ruler of all mankind. Warhawk Rambo, Kane is basically a walking example of well-meaning extremist. And that is canon, by the way. The creators of Westwood have said that Kane is evil, but he's not a bad guy in the traditional sense because he does believe what he's doing is right, which I do like better. I do like the manipulative version of Kane in CNC3, but I do like the idea that he's drunk his own Kool-Aid and he honestly thinks he's doing what's best for mankind, even if on a personal level, it's confirmed he doesn't really have any fond feelings for mankind as individuals. The only fondness he has for mankind is like as a species. Showing Sam, his disappearing looks like Einstein's time travel. Yeah, a little bit. Frostburn, Kane just wanted the world green and pieced the F out before the boo. Yeah, that's another interpretation. Maybe Kane didn't even actually stay to see what his world-altering missile would do. And then Alicia says, interesting. I do have to go now, but definitely hope to get caught on the whole stream beginning to end. Thanks for the stream. You totally weren't 20 minutes late. Thanks, Alicia. Have a good rest of your weekend. Chase Baker, my interpretation is the world-altering missile changed all life into Tiberium life. Not everyone survived the process, but those that do have been made into something greater. Part of something greater. Yeah. Benjamin says, Kane has probably made a pact with the Skrin to be teleported to his own world in exchange for transforming the Earth to a Tiberium world originally supposed. That actually makes a lot of sense. In the Tiberian Sun Bible, Kane is supposed to have been having active conversations with the Skrin during Tiberian Sun, but that didn't end up happening and that was scrapped. But it's not impossible that he had some communication with the aliens that were just not shown. It's possible. Trevor Lane says, well, it's been fun, but I need lunch and do some IRL stuff. Have a great weekend, everyone. Absolutely. Frostbird says, but I guess most didn't survive. There had to be astronauts in space. Well, there probably were a ton up on the Philadelphia, but they got blown to smithereens. Which does make me think destroying the Philadelphia wasn't just to keep its satellite defenses from destroying the world-altering missile, but also basically so that nobody could escape the Tiberium Earth that Kane was creating. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Let me just see what happens here. All right. We made it to the end again. Raid Stoysavlovich. Thank you guys so much. Nostalgic says, nevertheless, the main campaign is done. Next stop, Tiberian Sun Firestorm GDI campaign. Exactly. So, going forward, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming anymore in December because Christmas is coming up and I've got a lot of things to coordinate, Christmas shopping to do, Mrs. Snowman to be with, and lots of things like that. So, we'll probably stream again sometime in January. I think the next stream is going to be the multiplayer stream. I think we're going to be doing the multiplayer stream with Tiberian Sun on CNCnet. I'm going to try to get that ready for January, and we'll go from there. After that, though, we'll continue with the Firestorm campaign, both GDI and Nod, and then after that, we'll do Tempest Rising. And that should be the plans going forward as far as the live streams go. As far as the second channel, I'm going to continue to get out the rest of the walkthroughs for Rhythm Doctor and Uncharted 4. And then after that, I don't know, probably like Titanfall 2. As far as streaming on the second channel, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking maybe Mass Effect 3. Or sorry, not Mass Effect 3. The Mass Effect trilogy. Or perhaps start with some small things like Return to Castle Wolfenstein or Medal of Honor. So we'll see. We'll see. Be sure to leave comments on the second channel of what you would like to see. And we'll do what we have to do. And then as far as video essays go, I'm in the beginning stages of gathering research for the First Tiberium War video. I haven't even begun script writing, so that's probably going to take a while. Might be a couple months before that is released. But good news is, probably sometime in January, I will release a video talking about how you guys can contribute, either with writing or with voice acting. So if you guys are at all interested in that, look for that in January. Other than that, I think we're good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys all later. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever else it is you celebrate. Happy Winter Solstice, if you happen to be of the Roman persuasion. But thank you guys so much. Nasaloch says, no worries if we don't see you this year and stream anymore, but enjoy your Christmas with your family and your fiance. I absolutely will. Shogun Sim says, awesome, have a good holiday. Yeah, all of you, thank you so much for everything you've done for the channel. We've broken 3,000 subscribers. My video on Tiberian Dawn's, the Tiberian War's date of starting, that video has gotten better views than I've had on this channel in a long time and very quickly. So thank you guys so much. Get out there, command and conquer, and have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, everybody. See you all later.
Battle control offline.